Please be seated. Graduates, families, honored guests, and friends, on behalf of the faculty and staff of the school, it's my distinct honor to welcome you to this, the 2016 celebration of graduation from the George Washington University School of Business. I am Leo Morrison, the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs and the Marshal of this ceremony. My first duty as Marshal is to ask you to please silence your phones and keep them silent throughout the ceremony. Thank you. To start the ceremony, I would like to introduce our student vocalist, Christopher Anthony Cavaglia. Chris is a graduating senior from Wilton, Connecticut, majoring in finance. Chris has been involved for 2 years as a student coordinator with the business school's F. David Fowler Career Center, and during this time, he helped connect students with internships and full-time employment opportunities and prepared students for the start of their careers. Outside the business school, Chris is a proud member of the GWU Troubadours, the oldest mixed a cappella group at the university. Chris will start working for Fannie Mae this summer and looks forward to further exploring Washington, D.C. Please stand for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, it doesn't say that on the script, but wow. That was amazing, Chris. Thank you so much for doing that. So today we honor over 400 undergraduate students who've met all the requirements of their respective degrees, and therefore will stand before you at the end of this celebration as graduates of one of the most elite educational institutions in the country. I now have the pleasure of introducing the Dean of the School of Business, Linda A. Livingstone. Dr. Livingstone became Dean on August 1, 2014. Upon her arrival at GW, Dr. Livingstone implemented a new comprehensive strategy planning process that will guide the school in the years ahead. Dean Livingstone is a professor in our management department. She received her BS, MBA, and PhD degrees from Oklahoma State University, where she was a varsity basketball player. She serves on the board of Capital Southwest Industrials, where she chairs the compensation committee and is a member of the board of trustees for the Trinity Christian School in Fairfax, Virginia. Dr. Livingstone is married to Brad Livingstone, who also is a graduate of Oklahoma State University and also played varsity basketball. He's currently the high school principal of Trinity Christian School. They have one daughter, Shelby, who's a sophomore at Rice University, also a varsity athlete in volleyball. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dean Linda A. Livingstone.
Well, good afternoon and welcome, everyone. I love graduation. It's so fun to be here with all of you celebrating together these wonderful accomplishments of our students. So welcome. We're thrilled to have you with us today. I want to take a moment to acknowledge our special honorees today. Several weeks ago, a group of our students were inducted into Beta Gamma Sigma, which is the International Honor Society associated with AACSB, which is the International Accrediting Body for Business Schools. Those students today are wearing blue and gold stoles. In addition, award presentations will be made this evening to individual students and faculty at a special ceremony. The awardees' names and their awards are listed in your program on page 10, and a bit later in the program today, Associate Dean Morrison will be recognizing those recipients. On Sunday, the university will hold our commencement on the National Mall. It's a very special event. You need to come. It's a fabulous setting. GW's 2016 commencement will feature remarks from the Senator from New Jersey, Cory Booker, and GW President Stephen Knapp will be delivering the charge to the graduates, so we hope that you can be a part of that fabulous ceremony. I now have the pleasure and distinct honor to introduce our keynote speaker today, Mitch Blasér. Mr. Blasér is Chief Operating Officer of Ironshore and Chief Executive Officer of Ironshore's Bermuda office and Ironstar Excess Agency Limited. Ironshore is one of the fastest growing companies in the insurance industry, covering health, environment, energy, construction, property, casualty, and professional liability. Founded in 2007, Ironshore's leaders have helped define the categories in which they specialize with an average of 25 years of experience. Mr. Blasér, very importantly, chairs our Board of Advisors in the Business School and has done that for, I think, 10 years now. He also chairs the Board of Advisors Executive Committee and serves on the Council of Chairs here at the university. He holds a BBA from the George Washington University and an MBA in Finance from Pace University. Mr. Blasér has two daughters, Allie and Heather, both of whom also earned their degrees from the George Washington University. He divides his time between Bermuda and New York, and I can assure you, you will find no one that you meet in your lifetime that loves GW more or does more to support the efforts of the business school and the university. So it is my distinct honor to introduce to you Mr. Mitch Blasér.
Wow. Put it down. I'm not a basketball player. Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much, Dean Livingstone. And welcome to the graduating class of 2016. Hey, how cool. You know, when I thought about speaking, I remembered I'd see a lot of graduation caps out here today. And I thought that it'd be very important for all of you to know that when you leave here, you're going to have to wear many, many hats. So being in the Smith Center, I brought a couple along. The first hat, for those of you who have maybe overpartied and slept through it, is for the NIT champion Colonials. And the second hat is something you're going to be wearing from now on. It's your GW alumni hat. Wear them both proudly. This one might actually get you a job, unless you're a basketball player. Well, it's a great honor to stand before you today. When I thought about speaking, I listened to a number of the great orators give inspirational speeches about the greater social and worldly good. However, since this is a business school, I thought I'd take a little different tact and maybe give you some practical advice on ways that you can navigate from where you are today to where your dreams and ambitions will take you tomorrow. After all, you're GWSB grads. So now, we live in a world of interconnectivity. We can't go seconds without checking our devices. In fact, do you know that the average person checks their device 110 times a day? 25% of all users are actually checking their devices between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. That's crazy. Whoops, I think I'm in that group too. In fact, I bet you're having trouble not checking your devices right now. My two daughters, Allie and Heather, and my son-in-law, Will, all of whom I am proud to call GW grads, they had to learn how to make long-term plans in their professional lives because they grew up waiting for that last text before they can make the best choice of the moment. Contrast that to when I graduated GW, which actually was before Al Gore invented the internet. As a result, we're always looking for ways to leverage our social media habits and find ways to turn them into productive results, that is, beyond the next party or date. So in this quickly changing and complex world, I thought I would leave you with 3 simple messages on helping you meet these goals and ambitions. These 3 messages will focus on how to build and leverage a stronger GW community, how to take a simple path to business success, and how to maximize your experiences to help you fulfill your goals. Let's start each one by asking a question. Have you hired a GW graduate today? Well, this is a question I asked in 2006 when I was the first chair of the Parents' Council, and we hosted a luncheon at the top of Rice Hall. And really, we're in a situation where it's important for everybody to think about how to take advantage and hiring and making bigger and bigger contribution to our community. At that time, it was 10 years ago, I was working with the GWSB board to build a GW Business Center, the Career Center. And we worked hard to find ways to do it, and in fact, a few months later, I interviewed Gil Yancey, and we were very fortunate that the university hired him, and we were able to begin and grow our Career Center. Now, these convictions are not born from the idle hands of wealthy benefactors that have nothing better to do than spread their money around. They came from people just like you, people with busy lives. In fact, when I first joined the GW board, it was 20 years ago. I was the CFO of Marsh & McLennan, the largest insurance broker, then the CFO of Swiss Re Americas. And at the same time that we were working hard to build this business school career center, I was working on a business plan to raise $1 billion and start Ironshore. Now, during those days and those that followed, my days were filled with trying to build and launch a new company, while at the same time I manufactured the time to get more and more involved with GWSB. And as Dean Livingstone said, I've been the chair for over 10 years, and it's been a very rewarding and gratifying experience. But today is not about me. It's about you, and the opportunity to be a part of something that's big and forever getting bigger. That's the GW community. So my first message on the practical ways to fulfill your ambitions is to initiate you all into the alumni group, into our special network reserved for the GW community. You can join and still keep your day job. Stay as busy as you like. But now you'll be part of something that you can assist those that are here with you today, those that'll follow tomorrow, and those that have already made the journey. Now, this is not a pitch for a donation, by the way, so you can relax. Although every little bit helps, but it is a pitch for each other. The GW network is 270,000 people strong, with 53,000 alum coming from the business school. It's an extremely powerful resource for you. And if we all do even a little bit to contribute to its power, what will happen, the community's influence will grow, the opportunities it offers will grow, and we'll become stronger individually and collectively. So now that we're all part of the same network, anyone here can ask me to do anything they like. And you can ask each other and help each other out as well. Now, I've already walked the talk because I have hired, mentored, and given entry-level positions to students and grads for full-time and part-time jobs that now number well over 100. So it means that just 4 of you do the same, you'll be able to cover the entire graduating class. And if 4% of you do the same, you'll take care of the entire undergraduate business school population. Now that sounds good, but how do we make it work? Let's go, parents. There are some easy ways to integrate the GW community into your lives without having to stretch too far. A good model is what we came up with in the business school board some years ago. We call it the 3 W's: work, wisdom, and wealth. These are 3 simple ways to continue on life's goals while adding value to your colleagues. Work means, like those famous orators Woody Allen and Yogi Berra have said, 96% of life is showing up. Be a part of it. Wisdom is what we can all bring to the table, whether it's hiring interns, offering a first-level entry job, editing resumes, conducting mock interviews, assisting a professor with a lecture, or helping a development officer with a fundraising event. There are just so many ways to contribute just by being part of the action. And of course, wealth means we can write checks, regardless of their size, for the steady support of our alma mater. But beyond that, it also means helping to connect our alumni and students to the greater community to support the long-term efforts of the university. Now, our busy board members have found this incredibly rewarding to offer a myriad of opportunities that help make a difference. For example, just 2 weeks ago, right over here at Duquesne Hall, we had a board meeting and student presentations on the New Venture Business Plan competition and certain initiatives on how the Career Center had helped create new jobs for young students. Now, these students who presented, 6 of whom are here in this audience today, all said that these initiatives helped to change their lives and put them on a path to help fulfill their dreams and ambitions. Now, this has a big emotional impact on people like me and my colleagues. It really makes the 3 W's so rewarding, and truthfully, there's no place higher on Maslow's pyramid. GW talks about making history. Well, this is about your history and our history together. So let's work to make it even more meaningful. My second message is to answer the question, what's a practical way to become more successful in business? Now, I'm asked many times by young people, what do I have to do? What are the steps to take to get to the C-suite? Well, today, young people are very used to this type of an approach. I mean, after all, you're trained as toddlers on how to interview for nursery school. Then through every level of achievement, your accomplishments have to be perfectly aligned with the next step in that direction. Certain grades, certain extracurricular activities, certain sports or musical instruments, etc., all leading to a certain university acceptance. As a result, it's natural to wonder, what are the steps I'm going to take for business success? Well, my first tip is that it never goes according to plan. For instance, when I graduated GW, I thought I was going to go into a family business. My father said, why don't you learn how to work on someone else's time? So I went on 2 interviews, Marsh & McLennan and Dun & Bradstreet. I figured it would be a few months, then I'd morph back into the family gig. Anyway, I took the Marsh & McLennan job because they both offered me staff accounting jobs at $8,000 a year. I took it because Marsh was closer to Grand Central, and I didn't want to have to take a subway down to Dun & Bradstreet, which was downtown. After all, it would only be a few months. Well, those few months turned into 28 years. Yes, life is what happens while you're planning for something else, or as my mom likes to say, man plans and God laughs. So if you want to be a little more direct in your career development, start with a relevant network. Like my first bit of advice, the GW community is a good example, where you can find support for opportunities and help each other out. The axiom that it's not what you know, but who you know, has never been more relevant than it is today, and probably more than any of us would admit. So make contacts by showing up and following through. In my own experience, I found one great lesson that I learned from my early school days that works amazingly well in business. is to raise your hand. So now you're all grads. Can you guys raise your hands? Raise your hands. Let me see that. Wow. Well, now you're all on your way to business success. Because you see, in business, people like to work with people that get things done. People that are willing to stretch themselves beyond what is being asked of them. So raise your hand and volunteer. Get some things done. Be known as a go-to person. And guess what happens? People will go to you. And once that's in progress, you'll see more opportunities. You'll have the inside track. Then seize the moment when it presents itself. Just don't fall into the trap of the "it's not my job" syndrome, or worrying about what other people are doing instead of focusing on your own efforts. Care about results, care about others, care about excellence, and have a passion for what you do. My third practical message is to answer the question, how do I leverage my experiences to help me in pursuit of those goals? Well, the simple point here is to be in the moment. Know where you are at all times. So this way the experience doesn't go by and you're like clueless as to how you got there. This is true for the best of successes as well as the biggest failures. We tend to analyze and recount every detail about our failures because we want to know what went wrong and spend an inordinate amount of time trying to figure that out. We need to do the same thing about our successes. Otherwise, we start to think it's just a result of the "damn, I'm good" illusion and not really know what went right. The other part of being in the moment is to keep an eye on the future. Now, this might sound like a little contradiction, but I always tell my colleagues, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Yes, we have to be mindful of where we want to go, what direction in our experiences and opportunities will lead us, and what choices we can make. Because in the end, life is about choices, and you'll have many. Navigating these choices, working hard along with volunteering for more responsibility and more work without caring about immediate gratification and reward will serve you well in the business world. So whether you're sitting next to, in front of, behind, or you have 100 BFFs sprinkled around this room, know that from this day forward, the GW community will be your best friend forever. So let's leave the Smith Center arm in arm and work to strengthen and leverage our GW community. When focusing on business success, remember your days in school by raising your hand. Maximize your experiences by being in the moment, being reflective, and keeping an eye on the future. I hope these messages will serve you well as you leave on your journey from here today. Don't be merely a leaf on a stream influenced by change. Be someone that influences the change. And if you're still searching for a job, ask anyone here if they've hired a GW grad yet today. Make this their day and your day. And once you're working toward life's goals, run scared, take nothing for granted, expect the unexpected, and just remember my motto, to work hard, play hard, and party hardy. Best of success to the 2016 class.
Well, if you didn't believe me before, you know now what a passionate person Mitch is for GW and for the business school. So thank you so much for those inspiring and very timely remarks. We appreciate it. And we continue to be very grateful for your generosity of time, your wealth, work, and wisdom. And we look forward to continuing to work with you in many, many ways. So I'm going to turn this back over to Associate Dean Morrison, who will lead us through the rest of the ceremony.
Thank you, Linda. So at this time, I'd like to acknowledge the recipients of the 2016 School of Business Undergraduate Faculty and Student Achievement Awards. As Dean Livingstone mentioned, a ceremony will be held this evening to recognize faculty and students, and I'd like to acknowledge these individuals now by asking all award recipients to stand and remain standing while I read the awardees' names. This information can be found on page 10 of your program booklet. Please hold your applause until all names have been announced. So 4 faculty will be honored this evening. Scott Lancaster. I don't blame you. Linda Maddox, Patrick McHugh, and Anupama Fene. Okay. Now, there are 12 students who will be awarded this night. They'll be recognized. Mara Joanne Debnikoff, Miriam Ibadi, please remain standing. Yeah. Jonathan David Forrest, Lorna Huang, Meghana Morthy, Elliot Benjamin Naphtali, Jonathan Edward Rice, Andrew Allen Savnesev, Lauren Stiegel, Julia Cole Tesoro, Yi-Xing Yi, and Shi Yin. Please join me in a round of applause and congratulate the GWSB Award recipients. Thank you. I now have the pleasure of introducing our student speaker, Mr. Taiwan D. Wade. Taiwan is a graduating senior at GW School of Business, studying business economics and public policy. From being the youngest student to run for the university's Student Association president position, to becoming a semi-finalist on ABC's Shark Tank, after teaching himself computer programming and creating an iPhone app in just 3 days, he's been quite involved both within and outside of GWSB. In 2014, he began writing for the Huffington Post after a news story impressed the online media founder, Arianna Huffington. This same year, his iPhone application topped its App Store chart category in over 50 countries worldwide. In 2015, he ended a year-long contributorship with the Huffington Post and began interning for HBO in New York City, where he worked in operations and productions for their hit series, Girls. Please welcome Mr. Taiwan D. Wade, our 2016 undergraduate student speaker.
All right, there's a lot more people in here than they told me, so I'm kind of freaking out. Good afternoon. First off, I want to thank the faculty, administration, and the families for this moment. It is ultimately with your amazing support that the class of 2016 has thrived beyond expectations. Graduating today from this university is an incredible honor, and on behalf of our entire class, I thank you. Now, you may not remember this, but when we first hit the harvested huge streets of George Washington University, the world had our freshman class doomed from the start. Yes, families and faculty, scientists, movie producers, and media outlets from around the globe had our class condemned as the very last year at GW. But we survived that 2012 Mayan apocalypse, ultimately proving that the class of 2016 was destined to defy the laws of physics and achieve greatness within our lifetime. Now, when I was asked to speak here today, I thought a lot about the last 2 decades, and ultimately I was just filled with nostalgia. For example, when we were younger, Sorry was just the name of a popular board game. And now it's Bieber's hit breakup anthem that I listen to every night in my dorm room whenever a girl won't text me back. But times are a-changing. We went from Toy Story to Frozen, from Harry Potter to The Hunger Games, from Blockbuster and nap time to Netflix and, well, you guys know the rest. Even here on this campus, we started off in FYDP, our first-year developmental course, sitting at a conference room-style table to only become the inaugural class of the charitable Lemonade Day. And now, as official graduates of the School of Business, I've realized what a dream come true these past 4 years have been. From my friends meeting Anderson Cooper on the National Mall, to me high-fiving Justin Timberlake at a surprise taping of Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, from others chatting with John McCain and President Bill Clinton in a Starbucks on inauguration weekend, to almost everybody here attending said inauguration. This, GW's campus, is the crossroads of the American dream. It's the kind of storybook environment where you're able to see the dreams that are possible for yourself in this lifetime. Now, sure, there were a lot of late nights in Gelman Library and terrible group project partners. See a couple of you in the audience today. I'm glad you made it here. Congratulations. Congratulations. But what the School of Business ultimately did was produce an overachieving group of type A perfectionists, and I mean this in the best way possible. This is the school where my friends Manasi Daria, Tyrell Charles, and Maya Nasheed secured more internships than anyone I've ever known. This is the school where my friend Laura Frost curated and was in the process of patenting an innovative nose warmer for the Pitch George competition. This is the school where my friend Alex Zimmerman led the lacrosse team to victory after serving a year in combat. What I'm trying to say is that you guys inspire me. We are the history makers, the millennial generation, a group of ambitious do-gooders, and we must never forget these moments in the next chapters of our lives. It may be hard to do. I mean, let's face it, we've practically been living in a high-end coffee commercial for the past 4 years. Even our dorms and campus cafes are reminiscent of the set of a Nancy Meyers rom-com. But what I'm trying to get at is that the past 4 years have simply felt like a dream. But please promise me this one thing. Don't be afraid of the future. Embrace it. Just because the past exists doesn't mean it defines us exclusively. We can carry those past historic achievements into our new pursuits. And sure, we will fail along the way. And if you guys don't know, I did freshman year big time. I was the youngest person to run for the school's most coveted position, Student Association President, ultimately meaning that I was the youngest person to ever lose the school's most coveted position, Student Association President. And after that, I lost a lot of friends. I was ostracized. I was cyberbullied to the point where I stayed in my dorm room for 2 years, which led me to the thought of, why do we support the dreams and aspirations of our favorite celebrities, but not the same of our peers or friends? I think if we did, the world would be a much better place. Thank you. But let me get back to this president story, because it revolutionized my life. So what it did was it ultimately left me crying frequently, feeling depressed. I was embarrassed. I was feeling disenfranchised. I felt screwed over by life. So for anyone who lived in Thurston freshman year, this part of the speech is for you. But what I did was I slowly retaught myself the idea that ambition isn't a bad thing. So I decided to take back the narrative of my life. I became a semi-finalist on Shark Tank, as he said, after teaching myself computer programming in 3 days and creating an iPhone application. From that, Ariana Huffington called me and asked if I would write for the Huffington Post. From that, I received a phone call this semester to audition to play President Barack Obama in a biopic on the college years of his life. Don't clap so soon. I didn't get the part. But you see, what I'm trying to say is that failure does not exist. It doesn't. It's only there to push us in the right direction, ultimately becoming a stepping stone to even greater success. But what I learned was a little something from that voice called failure, and it's to relax. 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 It's really going to be okay. And forget about all the naysayers, because no matter what you believe in, God, Kismet, the universe, God had a dream for us before anybody had an opinion about it, and nothing can change that. But I learned that you have to trust what will be will be. Your instincts and dreams are valid. Believe in them, pursue them, and as Ferris Bueller perfectly surmised, enjoy the journey while doing so. So this is it. This is it, guys. This is it. No. No more 5-minute runs to the White House, unless somebody here has a 6-figure job that they're not telling me about. No more Whole Foods. No more Pinkberry. No more of that. No more sign. No more sign. I've never been, but no more sign. And you may think that the close of this collegiate experience is the very end of our own biographical presentations, but I'm here to tell you that it doesn't stop here. This was only a scene in a much grander production. And no matter the script that you write for the future, know that there are no accidents, no coincidences, and no wrong turns. I really don't know everything. I really don't. But I do know this. With ambition, we are all on the same path. And every single thing happens for a reason, with a purpose, in time. Just make sure your production is worthwhile and your story is worth telling. On the first day here at GW, an international business professor quoted President Washington saying, "I hope you shall possess the firmness and virtue to maintain what I consider the most enviable of titles, the character of an ambitious man. For in this man, happiness is imminent." Well, Mr. Washington, in all 4 years at your namesake, we have never been happier than in this moment in time. We now know, with diploma in hand, that we can change the narrative of our life, change our scene. It's never too late, for I've learned here that with the tiniest bit of ambition, absolutely anything is possible. And I just went in with this to anybody out there who's an underdog, to anybody who's a wildest dreamer like me, to anybody who's ever been cyberbullied, to anyone who has haters, doubters, non-believers, or anonymous commenters in your life because of the positive things that you're trying to do with it. I want you to tell them one thing. Get used to it. Because someday you'll be standing on your own stage in an arena full of 3,000 people, and they'll have no choice but to listen to you. Just continue to take risks and never, ever give up on your dreams. I know I won't. Congratulations, class of 2016. We did it! Woo!
Thank you very much, Taiwan. That was excellent. I might have missed a few of the cultural references, but I think the faculty would all agree that you're an excellent representative of this amazing class. That was terrific. Thank you again. So at this time, it's an honor to present the candidates. In accordance with instructions from the GWSB commencement team, the candidates will rise and proceed to the ramp in front of the stage.
For Bachelor of Accountancy, Justin Tyler Burstein. Emily Levin. Abigail Mara Tittlebaum. Stephen Piella. Alexandra Eisenman Lazoff. Marina Annabelle Andrade. Nicole Marie King. Cara Del Vecchia. Jillian Marie Galich. Stephanie Sarah Way. Franchette Donate Esterich. Allison Maylott. Eric Joseph McGowan. Aaron Fagan. Jessica Shea McCoy. Kimberly Megan Kopersky. Lorna Wang. Michael James Ince. Veronica Lee Booza. Mina Sim. Shine Park. Yuk Young Lee. Jaewon Kim. Evan James Myers. Sean David Johnson. Rosalie Konate. Mengdi Soon. Shi Yin. Weimeng Zhou. Joyoan Liu. What's your name? Emily Fisher. Lucy Shu. Yiching Ye. Elliot Benjamin Naftali. You gonna come again? Jared Gold. Andrew Subnipstiv.
The Bachelor of Business Administration. Soo Young Sung. Sang Men Choi. Sung Wan Chung. Chi Wei Liu. Sijie Zheng. Philip James McQuitty. Dominic Joseph Galelli. Sophia Imoni Klotz. Jack Christopher Lopez. Maxwell Thomas Hengeveld. Spencer Lawrence Bezerjan. Ross Ayers Higgins. Christopher H. Bunker. Johnny Forrest. Megan Elizabeth Ward. Jenna Marie Sinise. Christy Abadi. Brooke Alexandra Stoller. Maggie Shelbred. Matthew Poche Rober. Jacob Bradley Williams. Gabriel Ryan Scott. Julia Cole Tesoro. Jillian Paige Adler. Connor Dillon. Alexander Douglas Sadlacek. Lauren Eckstein. Daniel Kim. David Nikolich. Dice Hosokala. Chanlin Bella Go. Jingying Joyce Go. Jasmine Jiwen Huang. Ashley Lauren Elizabeth DaCosta. Ali Alkazemi. Talal Al-Mishal. Nora Al-Rayz. Shilong. Yuling Wang. Marcus Rennie Schmidt. Nicola Malcle Mockel. Thomas Floyd Jones. Alexandra Christine Blanc. Max Canton. Nicholas William Savastano. Caitlin Casey Harrington. Samantha Paige Beck. Molly C. Bach. Samantha Goodnow. Michaela Duckworth. Rachel Korsunsky. Elise Pengaroth. Laura Sidney Herring. Hudson Zerker Herring. Olivia Boudreau. Miguel Rodrigo de Jesus Pastor Milgar. Justin David Casola. Congratulations, Lizzie. Reagan Montgomery Sean. Natalie Taylor DeClerc. Anam Siddiqui. Jeremy Glassman. Azan Piperno. Bernardo Fontes Lopez da Costa. Mubarak Hayatu Dean. Pingwa Okari. Natasha Betancourt. Jennifer Kim. Colleen Lei Tan. Jimmy X. Shi. Tanner McCarran. William Janney. Jamil Nayani. Taiwan Wade. Christopher Cavalier. Sirat Kaur Gill. Navneet Pander. Mary Catherine Bitter. Asha Omilian. George Tao. Samuel Skirkovich. Dmitry Yupikin. Leo Benson Wiener. Gregoire Pesty. Ajit Gill. Ahan Biswas. Luis de Rodriguez de Suedes. Aaron Eagle. Patricio Garino. Eric Bond. Rebecca Morgan Jacobs. John Lesniak. Nico Lupo. Parth Rege. Molik Limbachia. Congratulations. Priyanka Pardesani. Morgan G. Franklin. Reed Grifford Breck. Sorry. David Moxley. Maximilian Young Rice. Nicole Yasmin Zodi. Hosheen Liu. Q Cho Wong. Singlan Lee. Ting Yang Su. Wang Hin Chan. Francis Graham.
Moulay Yazid Banani. Ishmael Weedi. William King. Kyle Derbergidian. Adamra Okeke. Wangu Kwok. Caitlin Swingle. Emily Sirs. Sophie Rose Fievel. Adam Blumenthal. Sam Valancourt. Zachary Donnelly. Liam Maker. Olivia Monique Kos. Mallory Putkatsky. James Flatham. Anne Grace Richardson. Yingda Chen. Zi Zhao. Shui Shou. Gaoshan Ju. King Yu Wan. Mangshi Jin. Shiwan Fu. Alexandria Putera. Timothy Paul Stackhouse. Alexandra Henry Maxwell. Oh, sorry. Megan Hushmendia. Jared Andrew Ross. Miriam Ibadi. Bayarek Alanizi. Lena Omer. Nicole Chamas. Aubriana French. Catherine Chris. Sedluck. Audra Sedluck. Caitlin Tomby. Brian Mayer. Alexis Gould. Scott David Gock. Kelly Lancaster Pike. Alessandra Lee Singna. Daniel Batu Soyak. Daniel Marie Lagman. Justin Ramacati. Owen Riley Solberg. Dylan James Cleary. Kevin Choi. Lulu Ma. Victoria Dale Walls. Terrell Charles. Nathan Alfred Hastings Spain. Armani Renee Young. Skinner Santos. Christar Jacqueline Gonzalez. DeLacy Anise. Ryan Michael Kaminsky. Adriana Karpinska. Alejandra K. Guerrero. Bird School Jing Tumen Sok. Laura Lee Frost. Connie Zhang. Maxwell Christian Schroeder. Veer Kabur Centenasia. Simran Kaur Saran. Brian Edward Wall. No. Amrita Miglani. Minji Kong. Thomas Nicholas Tran. Tyler Dominic Stanky. Eric Bremen. Kevin James Connell. William T. Roberts. Justin Pollock. Jonathan Robert Herring. Jackie Susuni. Grace Meredith McGuire. Cassidy Caitlin Moriarty. Brian Daniel Brindley. Sarah Mindy Reback. Matthew Christopher Trahan. Kelly Merrick. Alice Louise Murray. Caroline McDowell Connolly. Kelly McDonald. Lauren Marie Parker. Caitlin Grace Strassel. Oliver Daniel Keegan. Mara Debnikoff. Kelly Nicole Vanderbilt. Lauren Stiegel. Michelle Ann Fernari. Damon Dickinson. Justin Weinstein. Sam Pollock. Jordan Adam Grobe. Keith Douglas Woods. Morgan Adam Rana. Fairley. Michael Fairley. Zuliger. Cody Alexander Zuliger. The second. Mohammed Wahid. Melanie Rose Rodriguez McMillan. Naja Elena Solorzano Fahashi. Christina Carpenter. Vanessa Alarcon Borja. Carlos Emilio Lariategui. Andres Sainz. Adrian Diaz. Andrew John Georgeson. Dean Mike Matthew Zacharias. Allison Dordikia. Rudy. Joseph Rudy. Andrew Christopher Dewey. Michael George Heffernan. Emily Grubman. Eleni Pantelopoulos. Graham Lacert. Sean Adam Mock. Wesley Merritt. Chase Ospelid. Jacob Adam Delman. Alec Ian Zimmerman. Stephen Francis O'Connor. Randy Siegel. Jessica Soslow. Madeline Conover. Eunice Tan. Mansi Daria. Jennifer Marie Fent. Alicia Palmieri. Annabelle Nguyen. Janine Kawunka. Anya Lee. Min Vu. Audrey Miller Stone. Anushka Maria Stephen.
Emma Rebecca Thames. James Chickoff. Elam Kobla Sala. Priyanka Vashist. Gayatri Gurnani. Ethan Choi. Fadi Kayat. Desiree Lena Baldry. Hannah McNamee. Jay D'Onofrio Spector. Alejandro Abel Arias Cruz. Jacob Kaplan. Jack Joshua Ellswood Parker. Brody Christopher Lee. Mohammed Burakba. Paul Andrew Gingerich. Katie O'Brien. Aubrey Rose Schwedrick. Daniel Mitchell Warwick. Nicholas Mann Johnston. Dylan Eli Hofstetter. Cole Stephen Campius. Jun Sung Lee. Victor Salim Bitar. Jun Dong Lee. Ji Woong Justin Han. Henry Kim. Do Hyung Kim. Kevin So. Paul Sun. Jun Soo Park. Jahid Kakukiran. Faris Sami Jayusi. Hyo Seong Jin. Timon Flighter. Deanna Elizabeth Jordan. Lindsay Rial. Taylor Ann Larimore. Brendan Lloyd. Anisha Wadwani. Jennifer Cheng. Meghana Murthy. Kaylee Victoria Pomerantz. Jonathan Edward Rice. Ian Manuel Day. Zachary Fishman. Tyler Payton Varian. Jared Reed Ozer. Allison Sarah Gossman. Shelby Einbinder. Izzy Sakai. Kelly Bennett Hires. Allison Trupp. Jesse Douglas. Brennan Harrison Ross. Chase Eric Gellerman. Jay Kaplan. Daniel Joseph Mowry. Hi, how are you? Sam Avery Winfield. James Max Gerdansky. Christopher Evan Hughes. Rebecca Haley Green. Bradley Mueller. James Riley Mikowski. Robert Pisanelli. Carlo Michael Bonape. Benjamin Malice Shankman. Cameron Comerford Kurtz. Yeah, Cam. Christopher Ryan Weldon. Aaron Glenn Clifford. Edner Joseph K. Mike II. Alireza Fazeli Terani. Cyrus Alexander Sadagian. David Elliott Dweck. Nicolette Abby Slotkin. Victoria Denty. Jordan Alexandria Epstein. Zoe Blair Shankweiler. Marina Michelle Theodoro Bikos. Yelena Sutovic. Adrian Ramsey. Hassan Ali Dayek. Brandon Allen Adamski. Faizi Mwasher. And for the very first time, we have the Bachelor of Science degree graduates. Jonathan Bristow. Haley Higgins Purcell. Kelsey Elizabeth Fisher. William Cartwright. Emmanuel Casella. Jeremy Albert Moralia. Kenneth Say. Sean Ethan Mintz. Omid Mirdamadi. Pollock Merchant. Olu Wadamilare Abby Oshovajo. And last but not least, Timur Mukhtarov.
For us faculty who don't get all the social references, is that beer pong? Is that what that? Okay. I'm glad you had a good 4 years at GWU. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Dean Linda Livingstone will now address the 2016 graduating class. Dean Livingstone. I won't shake your hand.
I'm going to shake out my hand a little bit up here and let it rest a little bit. I have to do this tomorrow with, I think, 700 graduate students. So you guys warmed me up today with the hands. So, but I would again like to welcome all of you here. It's so fabulous to have family here to join us with our students and with the faculty and staff to celebrate this fabulous accomplishment in the lives of all of you here today. We want to thank all of you that worked so hard to make this happen today and to make it possible for the students to be here. I also want to especially thank Mitch and Taiwan for your fabulous graduation addresses, so thank you so much. So your graduation this week marks an important milestone in your life and an achievement that you should be immensely proud of. But this day would not be possible without the support of a lot of people that are here with us today to celebrate. So I'm going to actually ask all of our faculty that are up here on the stage to stand so that you can thank the faculty for the role they've played in your success. Graduates, I also want to give you a chance to thank your family and friends that are here. So would you stand up and thank your family and friends and let them know how much you appreciate their help and support? So this is my second year at GW, and when I first came to GW, I decided that I wanted an image for my office that would really remind me of what a special place this is, and particularly as we approach the 200th anniversary of the university, I thought that would be important. And so I debated what to get and what would be an appropriate picture or image, and ultimately I settled on one of George Washington, which obviously is appropriate, and the one that I chose is of George Washington at Valley Forge, and many of you have probably seen this image. He's kneeling in the snow at Valley Forge in front of his horse with his head bowed in solitude and reflection. And I chose that image for a very particular reason, because for me, it's a daily touchstone of the legacy that we have the responsibility to build on each day as faculty, staff, and students, and now that you have as alumni of this amazing university. A legacy of leadership, a legacy of courage, and a legacy of service. On Sunday, when President Knapp confers your degrees on the National Mall in front of the Washington Monument, and President Knapp likes to call that our monument, he will note that your degree is vested in and by the Board of Trustees, which is very typical of any institution, but he will also note that your degree is granted by virtue of the authority of Congress of the United States. As you leave here and carry on the legacy of George Washington, you will also have a degree granted by Congress, and I have to tell you that is truly and only at GW experience. I close by sharing with you from the Rules of Civility and Decent Behavior in Company and Conversation that was originally compiled in 1595. Only in 1595 would you name something like that. And it was later taken to heart by George Washington when he was a teenager, and these rules profoundly influenced his life and his character as he grew older. So as you graduate, I'm going to commend to you Rule 110 of 110 rules. Labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience. So GWSB class of 2016, all of us here today are very proud of you. We know you're going to leave here and accomplish great things. You are now our newest alumni of the university. We wish you all the best. Onward and upward.
Thank you, Dean Livingstone. We are almost at the end of our celebration, but we don't want it to end quietly. As I read the names of the 3 different degrees being awarded today, I'd like those students to rise up loud, rise up proud, and make some noise. Okay? This is your day, this is your celebration, so be prepared to stand up and remain standing after you're called. So, of course, we're going to start with our excellent Bachelor of Accountancy program. Okay, please remain standing. Bachelors of Business Administration. Very good, very good. All right, please remain standing. And the first class of Bachelors of Science ever to graduate from George Washington University, the Bachelors of Science. Now, please remain standing. I would like to do the same with the whole School of Business. I would like all of you and your guests and family and friends to make as much noise as possible, to let all of Foggy Bottom and the world know that we are here. So on the count of 3, everyone, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Please remain standing. Just another minute. We're going to conclude the program with the singing of the George Washington University Alma Mater. So please turn to the last page in your program for the words and notes to the Alma Mater. Chris?
I'm going to start this off, and you can just jump in whenever you want. There you. Hail, Alma Mater, to thy spirit guiding, knowledge thy closest friend, in its strength abiding. Pledge we fidelity, ne'er its place resigning. Hail thee, George Washington.
Thanks, Chris. This concludes our School of Business celebration. It's been a pleasure to share this event with you. Please remain standing at your seat until the academic procession is concluded. Faculty will exit first, followed by the graduates as instructed by the commencement staff. And following the recessional, graduates, families, and guests, please join us next door in Duquesne Hall for a celebration reception. Finally, let me extend personal congratulations to all of our degree candidates, and especially for the family, faculty, and staff who made it possible. Thank you for joining us today, and congratulations.